the Board Sports. It's your boy RJ Cash Cole. Click that like, hit subscribe. Here we go. March Madness Friday. Got some really good games on the slate. You can go to breaktheboardsports.com. $64.99 every play in the tournament, along with the NHL, NBA, and MLB for the next 30 days. If we don't have a winning record and up a minimum 7 units, you get the next 3 months for free. Go to breaktheboardsports.com. So getting into Friday, let's talk about which dogs can upset and which dogs can cover. First game I want to hop into, you got a 10-7 matchup. Now, this one really intrigues me, and the fact that the line's going down intrigues me even more. Santa Clara Broncos at the Kentucky Wildcats there, this 10 versus 7 matchup. Now, 160.5 is your total. 68% of the ticket count, 85% of the handle going under 160.5. 32% ticket count, 15% of the handle going over 160.5. When you look at the side, 53% ticket count, 60% of the handle is taking the Santa Clara Broncos. 47% ticket count, 40% of the handle is taking the Kentucky Wildcats in this matchup. Now, the Broncos from Santa Clara, 26-8, 18-15 against the spread. Kentucky, 21-13, 17-17. Now, this one was 4.5, quickly went to 5. Now we're down to 3.5, and there's actually some 3s now out there in the market over at Caesars. So this line just keeps moving around. Santa Clara has the 29th best scoring offense in the country, 84 points per game. Kentucky right there with them, 81.2. Now, Santa Clara on the defensive end of things, 71.9 points per game is what they give up, as to where Kentucky gives up 72.8. So these teams nip and tuck with each other. Going to be a good one. Now, Santa Clara shoots at about 47.4% from the floor, as to where Kentucky shoots about 46% from the floor. Defensively, Santa Clara holds people to about 44.9, as to where Kentucky defensively holds people to 41.7. So Kentucky's defense a little tighter there, holding things together. Now, Santa Clara is just 3-6 ATS their last 9, but they're 13-3 straight up their last 16 games overall. Santa Clara has lost 7 straight to the SEC, and they've went to the under 4 their last 6 games when they're in the role of the dog. Now, Kentucky, 9-4 ATS their last 13 games, and they are 10-1 straight up when they're in the role of the favored. When this one was Santa Clara 5, I was all over it when it first came out. Now that it's dropped to even a 3, if you just look kind of over in the market and where things are laying at, if this thing goes down to 3 market wide, I think Kentucky's got to be the play on the money line between 155 and 160. I just think we get to the point where there's just too much of a swing. Kentucky, a better team. Santa Clara, I like them getting 5. I don't like them if it's going to be down there where the price is leaning towards now. Next game on the board, again, click that like, hit subscribe. We got Miami of Ohio and Tennessee. So we are now set. Miami of Ohio, the 11th seed. We gave them out yesterday. They were able to get home. Now they're going to face 6th seed Tennessee, catching 11.5. 148.5 is the total. 68% ticket count, 77% of the handle going over. 32% ticket count, 23% of the handle going to the under. Now, as far as the side, overwhelming early support for Miami of Ohio. But remember, sharps bet early, 82% of money, 62% of the handle, as to where 18% ticket count, 38% of the handle going to Tennessee here in this market. Now, when you look at this game, the Redhawks 32-1, 20-10, Tennessee 22-11. There is a 12 out there at Caesars. That's really, really important. The rest of the market 11.5, except FanDuel that has a weird 10.5. But listen, if you look at this game, Miami of Ohio, second ranked offense in the country, 92.3. Tennessee averaging 80.9. Miami of Ohio gives up 74.5. Tennessee rather gives up 69 points per game. Now, Tennessee, they're obviously bigger inside. That's Miami's weakness. When they were matched up against SMU last night, a little different. SMU, a smaller team, faster team, kind of plays into what Miami of Ohio wants to do. Tennessee, on the other hand, they struggle with that. Now, Miami of Ohio, 2-1 on a neutral. Tennessee, 3-3. Now, the Ohio Redhawks, 1-4 ATS over their last 5. In the role of the dog, Miami of Ohio has covered 7 straight. That's pretty incredible. Now, Tennessee, that's more where I want to focus here. 10-5 are their last 15, but they're just 2-5 ATS their last 6. Obviously, Tennessee likes to slow things down. They're an under team. They've played to the under 5 of their last 6 in the role of the favorite, and they played to the under 6 of their last 7 overall. Tennessee's length and size is going to pose problems for Miami of Ohio, but I think 12 is too many here. There's some 11.5, but you can buy a hook, lay about $1.15, $1.20. I think the Miami of Ohio Redhawks plus 12 here, just too much. I think Tennessee wins this game somewhere 7 to 9 points. I'll take 12 in that and feel really comfortable about it. Next game on the board, again, click that like, hit subscribe. It keeps us going here. I'm going to flip over to a game that I'm really, really curious about here as things go on and we get closer and closer to game time, and that is Troy and Nebraska. Now, listen, Troy, man, they've just been they're just a totally different dynamic team here that you're looking at. The line is 13.5, 64% of ticket count, 72% of the handle, taking the points with the Troy Trojans. 137.5 is your total. Now, 60% of the ticket count, 41% of the handle going over, 40% of ticket count, 59% of the handle to the under. When you look at the side, 36% of tickets is equaling 28% of the handle there for Nebraska. Now, Nebraska 26-6. The men of Troy 21-11 on the season. This one was 13.5, got down to 12.5. Now we're back the other way. Troy averaging 79.6 points per game as to where Nebraska 78.6. So they're right there. Troy gives up 73.2 points per game. Nebraska 15th best scoring defense in the country, 65.6. Now, when you look at the team here, as far as overall neutral site, both teams 3-1 on the year. Troy has played to the under 10 of their last 12. They are 5-2 ATS their last 7 in the role of the dog, 5-1 straight up their last 6 overall. Now, Nebraska, they are 5-1 straight up when they have to play the Sun Belt Conference. They also have played to the under 16 of their last 20 when they are in the role of the favorite. But Nebraska just 2-7, their last 9 in the month of March, 14-6 overall is the Nebraska Cornhuskers here on the season. One of the things are on the season in their last 20. Now, offensively, 77.3 points per game. We talked about that. Points per possession, possessions. They're averaging about 65 possessions. That's 213th in the country. So again, Nebraska's defense really shows up here. Their defensive efficiency is 8th in the country, PPP. But when you look at this, I really lean the under 137.5. I think that's a good value. I think you can get home with that. RJ Cash Cole, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, information to help you with your handicap. Whether you fade or follow, hope you win your bets. God bless and happy handicapping.